Welcome back to the second part of our video series where I was trying to create or trying to get you more good use cases where we are using phidata Agentic Framework for now. And in my last video, I have created a tool called ClickUp tool where it helps you to properly manage your use cases, side projects, and things like that, where you might not need to go to the a platform called ClickUp and write down tasks, titles, descriptions, statuses, and tags and all, where you can manage anything and everything from your chart space itself, where you will create a agent. It can communicate with ClickUp and it can get you whatever things that you wanted to see. Right? That's the whole series that we have started with in the last video. In this video, we will be integrating existing setup to a another tool called GitHub tool, where we have both agents. One agent with ClickUp capabilities, one agent with GitHub capabilities, and we will try to see if how well they are able to communicate and help are making our life easier, right? So first, I will be showing you how the demo works, and we'll see how exactly and what exactly these agents are able to do. And in the second part, where I will showcase you the code is pretty easy. Last time around, at least we had created a ClickUp tool, but this time around, the GitHub tool is already present in the framework, where we'll just try to leverage that using the access token that we did, right? So as you guys can see my screen, I think I had called this app already, and this tool is already present. As you can see, the ClickUp and GitHub integration assistant. It has some samples. I will try to show you if it is can communicate with a ClickUp agent or not, or if it is well communicating with repositories or not, right? So for now, I will be focusing on one of the repo that I have called Agent Lab. Similarly, I will be focusing on one space again. That name is same, called Agent Lab again, where I have created some to-do tasks here in progress, one task here and two completed tasks in my project management tool called ClickUp. But if I'll come back, let me just go ahead and fire up the example that we have called show me all available ClickUp spaces. It will call and all the spaces. I think this would be very easy one. I think we go a bit more specific. How about get me all the to do tasks in ClickUp agent? Oh no, sorry, task in agent lab space. You may can add from ClickUp or not. I would just go ahead with this. Get me all to dos in agent lab space. So what it should do is it should call the main agent. That's what I'm calling as a team leader agent, where it's managing both of our ClickUp and the agent at the same time. At the time till it runs, I think we can just go ahead and look at the code. So we have the Streamlit app here. I think let me just go ahead and showcase what the ClickUp tool looked like at the last video, where we had so one simple example where we have one agent that have these ClickUp tools, right? It would use OpenAI API key to use this LLM as a backbone, and it would use this particular tool for this, and it would give me all the things that I need. Again, I'm using this particular agent as is. If you guys go to my code here, I have these three things this time around. So just let me just give you a sample of this first, and we'll see in the Streamlit code for as well. I have three things here. One is GitHub agent, one is ClickUp agent, and one is Streamlit agent, right? For the last time, as we have already seen, we are using OpenAI, we are using ClickUp tools, something that we have built already. And there are some instructions like get me all the tasks, get me all the spaces, things like that. Pretty simple here. And the name goes as ClickUp agent again. This time around, we had integrated with this one where we have called the agent called GitHub agent, and it can manage a few more things called listing repositories. If you look, both of the tools are pretty simple and straightforward, where one is using GitHub, listing all the repositories, creating a new issues and things like that, where the other agent is doing the similar kind of thing but in a project management tool, right? And we'll try to see if both can communicate and manage things better or not. So yeah, this is the example that I have here, and I will use this Streamlit code, and this code will be also available in our video description in my repo, where you can see I'm initializing GitHub agent again, initializing ClickUp agent again. We are creating this team leader. I think I haven't forgot to mention this. Yeah. So the team leader agent doesn't use any tools. It uses teams because it need to manage both agents here. That is with again these two agents. And again, we are using OpenAI for this time around and have these some instruction where it can manage to try to better communicate with these two of agents. We would with these initializations, and later on we had a main class where it has some titles, some samples, how to call it, and we have this calling function over here where it calls the team leader agent with a prompt what we have given. This is what a very simple agent that we have built here. Cool. By this time around, we got our data here where I've asked to get me all the to-do tasks in my agent space. If I'll go back, if you look at these three to-do tasks, what we have is called know your LLM, choose your agentic strategies, or use browser user tool. And these are the three sample to-do tasks that I had. So right now, if we'll go ahead and see, we had created tools called this is true. So what it does is, if this LLM makes a choice to call a tool, it would give me the tool description and tool callings as well, right? So that's why we are getting the details here where for this particular command, it go ahead and use this particular command called transfer task to ClickUp agent. And my team leader agent is calling my ClickUp agent here and asking for this particular information. Let us just to go ahead and ask for the second part of it. What I would do is I would just go a bit more specific. Okay. Let us just try this example. What I'm doing here is king to create issues in my GitHub repositories from the Click agent tasks, like ClickUp project management tasks. Okay. What I'm asking here is create two issues in this particular repo. I have the repo here. I will be showing what the repo is about. Create these two issues for this particular repo. Take the issues title and body description from Agent Lab space. Again, as we have already know, Agent Lab is a space in our ClickUp, right? This is what I've asked for. So let us just fire that up. By the time it runs it, we'll just look at all the more details of what results that we are getting, right? So I asked to fetch all the to-do tasks in my space. So what it get me these three things, right? Use browser tool, choose your agentic strategies, and know your LLM. So it's easily going ahead and calling the specific functions where it try to manage and gather any of the informations regarding that, right? So at least our ClickUp agents are working good, where it created all of the titles, specifically the tasks, the description, assignees, and even the tags it is getting properly, right? This is the first session where we had created this tool call, but in the second command that we have created, it required a team leader agent to better manage both of our ClickUp agent and as well as GitHub agent, where it need to ask what kind of task it is present from ClickUp, and then need to create specific issues in our repositories. Okay. Coming back to the repositories part, I think this is the repositories I was referring to in my use case here, where I have created a repo called Agent Lab, and this is the repository that I'm trying to build. Combining all more different use cases and trying listing all of them here. Right. When you go to the issues section here, just wait for a second. By the time it loads up, okay, it already here. It's already here. So we have this issue section, and you can see there is no issues have created for now. So ideally, if this command works, my team leader agent should create new issues for me in my GitHub repositories. That should happen, right? See, the complete use case that I'm trying to build, the primary goal is to create a better assistant, right? If you go and look at personal assistant, I think we would get many more examples in YouTube, but all of the examples that have agents that takes a direct command from a user, right? So it's like summarize my Gmail. So it will the LLM would go to the Gmail tool, call the APIs, get the particular emails that user wants, then summarize it and give it to you. So that's a very good workflow. But most of as an agent or the assistant that we are calling, it's auto understand if we have multiple platforms, multiple apps that we are trying to manage. So at least for me, when I'm trying to create a new project, I try to go to project management tool where I try to create, bisect them with all of the titles, description, the timelines and things like that. Later on, I would come to my IDE where I would start coding and things like that. But it is a very big hassle for me to manage all of that, right? That's where we are coming in with a different idea of a assistant where we no need to command the assistant to do a certain things, whereas it need to understand what kind of apps the user is already using, and at least it should help us managing the task, putting things here and there properly. So right now, if you are already working in other platforms, things like Jira boards and things like that, those kind of tools also can be automated, just like this particular use case where we have ClickUp and GitHub. There you might meet your Jira board and GitHub, where it can call the Jira board and see what kind of tickets that we have created, what are the story points that you have given, and it can better assign those to GitHub where you can create the issues, or vice versa. So if you have created a PR request, the PR request can be merged with our the project management tool, and it can auto understand, okay, this is the task has been completed, and it can manage throughout. So that's the idea here for to create this assistant. And as we'll go along with the third and fourth video, we'll try to create these workflows underlying to maintain all of our code and maintain all of our users requirements, right? That's the idea for this particular use cases here. Okay, coming back to this, I think we had complete this call where, if you can see, these are the tool callings happening from our team leader agent, where it is calling specific agent to boot a specific task. So as like you and me, it need to identify what are and titles that it can create. So it went ahead with the ClickUp agent first, where it looks at any specific task it can create. So it calls the ClickUp agent, listing all the agent lab space, and then it goes to GitHub agent to create the, as I've asked it to create two different tasks, it calls the GitHub agent with two different calls. Right? This is how it works. And it give me a message called, I have successfully created a issue in agent lab GitHub repositories, blah blah blah. And these are the two issue links also it's giving me. So we might not need to again go to our GitHub repo to identify if it is creating or not. Directly on the chart spaces itself, we can understand if it has created or not, right? So we can just go ahead from this. If we command click on this, it would go to that particular link. Or what we can do is we will go to the GitHub repo. We'll just refresh it. So I think if that message is correct, yes, the message is completely correct. I think we have these two completely new issues has been created in just 2 minutes ago, where the first is for choose your agentic strategies and browser use tool, right? These are the two to-do tasks that we had, and it created for us here. And I believe the tools links are also working. So this is the first link that I've tried earlier, and this is the second link that I'm currently using. And yes, the LLM is not hallucinating at all, where need to create these links, and it created the links for me in my repo itself. So the links are properly working, and we have created the issues from our ClickUp space without going here and there and managing anything from our end, right? This is my one of the workflow would lead to maintain work progress in both of those apps. It also uses ClickUp, it also uses GitHub again, right? That's all from my end, and with this video where we have integrated both of the agent and managed to create issues with our ClickUp agent. For the future videos where we will try creating the final workflow where it automatically understand what need to be done and things like that, and it would create these things by itself. So that's the idea. Thank you all. Thank you for watching.